Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 33 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you. We love hearing from you. We welcome your calls at 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products, the longevity business, health challenges you or a loved one may be dealing with, our Truth Skin Health products, which are all available at truthtreatments.com, by the way, skin health questions, or if you just have a comment or success story, or if you just want to contribute to the conversation, 844-236-6010. You can purchase longevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com, and you can also sign up to join the Brightside Ben team right off the websites, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. You can also call 866-735-2470 for more info, 866-735-2470. All right, we are talking about the skin, not only the skin, even though we're talking about the skin, we're talking about it as a microcosm. In addition to talking about the skin, we're talking about it as a microcosm for the rest of the body. It's true about the skin in terms of healing and illness is going to be true about the rest of the body. The same things that go wrong in the rest of the body when you have heart disease or fatty liver or kidney disease or autoimmune problems are the same mechanisms, the same biochemistry is involved in eczema and psoriasis and acne. It all involves inflammation. It all involves some kind of duress, cellular duress. It all involves the cell. So as goes the skin, so goes the rest of the body. And if you have a skin problem, rest assured you got an internal problem. And even though you may not see it or it may not be significant enough, it is there. The skin is not separated from the rest of the body. This thing we call the skin. I say this thing because sometimes I wonder what goes through people's heads when they think about their skin. Probably nothing, but if you did because most of us don't pay attention to our skin. It's just there. And the proof of that is the fact that we think it's okay to rub stuff on it. The idea that we can rub stuff on the skin obliviously and somehow be better for it is a vestige of a time gone by when we didn't know anything about the body, when we thought that evil spirits caused disease, or when we thought that disease was caused by black bile or little elves that shot arrows at you. So they used to think that it was caused disease. So how we treat the skin is a vestige of that time gone by. Modern skincare began with Helena Rubinstein, as we've said many times, in the late 19th century, mid to late 19th century. But she herself got this idea from generations and generations of people passing on so-called wisdom about how to take care of their skin. People have been taking care of their skin since ancient Sumeria, maybe even in prehistoric times, at least in terms of adornment. They used to treat the skin religiously. They would paint the skin to ward off evil spirits or to attract buffalo. I'm not sure what they did it for, but they did it. They adorned their skin. In fact, they find in Neanderthal cemeteries, they find paint, presumably for painting the body. in the cemeteries of Neanderthals or early man, maybe 10,000, 20,000, 40,000 years ago. The first burial sites had ochre, O-C-H-R-E, dye in it. So we've been painting the body for a long time, and Cleopatra famously took baths in milk, and women in ancient Egypt and Rome and Greece used to treat their skin, but nobody really knew what the heck was going on. We just rubbed stuff on, and guess what, folks? We still do it. We're still treating the skin the same way they did in caveman days. But we know so much more about the skin. The skin is a sensing device. It's a sensor on the outside of our body, a super high-tech sensor. It's a brain. It's part of the nervous system. It's part of the brain. If we recognize, and of course there's much more than that, but if we just recognize one thing about the skin, that it's a part of the brain, all of a sudden you're going to be like, I'm going to be careful what I'm going to put on my skin. The skin tells time. It detects danger. If you're sitting next to somebody who's dangerous, you'll feel it in your skin. You get goosebumps in your skin. Your skin can hear. Your skin can literally hear like your ears. It senses vibrations and it responds accordingly. Your skin can smell. Yes, you have olfactory smell receptors in skin cells. How amazing is that? Skin cells have like all cells, have hundreds of thousands of little spaces around them in this magical membrane. I'm not done talking about the magical membrane here. Got lots to say about that. So on the magical membrane that's on the outside of a cell, we talk about a cell all the time, but remember, this thing's coated with a tiny sliver of what is apparently just fat or oil, but is really a brain. There's another brain for you. You have multiple brains throughout the body. Anyway, this membrane on the outside of the body has got all kinds of little spaces in it. Little molecules sit in the spaces, and the cell responds accordingly. It happens in all the cells, happens in the skin cells. Turns out skin cells have little receptors for things that are in essential oils. How do you like that? This is how essential oils work on the skin. The smell molecules, if you will, terpenes, in your essential oil actually will bind to keratinocyte cell receptors and create changes in that keratinocyte. Your skin smells. That's amazing. This is from the Journal of Investigative Dermatology. Newly discovered olfactory receptors in epidermal keratinocytes are associated with proliferation, migration, and reepithelialization. What does that mean? It means it makes things happen. The smell receptors in skin cells are associated with cell growth, cell movement, and healing of the skin. That's what reepithelialization is, healing of the skin. That's amazing. And we're going to rub stuff on obliviously onto the skin? The less you put on the skin, the better off you are. That's why I came out with my Truth treatment, so you don't have to put a lot of stuff on your skin and you'll get benefits. 1 or 2 drops, medicine. Just like you're taking medicine, your skin takes medicine. That's how correct skincare should be done. The idea of rubbing stuff on your skin obliviously is not only from a time gone by, it's just ignorant. It just doesn't, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean you're just in an insulting way. It's ignorant. You're ignoring the facts. We're ignoring the facts. I'm passionate about this. I've been studying skin for a long time. And I get really angry at people who try to promote skincare or their skincare products and know nothing about the skin. It makes my job tougher. I'm sitting here trying to help people with their skin, and I got to deal with Cindy Crawford. Anyway, newly discovered olfactory receptors in epidermal keratinocytes. How amazing is that? The skin is a brain. It's an outer brain. It's a third brain. You've got multiple brains throughout your body, by the way. We know about the brain in our head, but there's multiple brains. You've got a brain in your heart. Your heart has a brain. Literally, it has brain cells. I did a moment of truth yesterday on this, how the heart and the brain, the heart brain and the head brain communicate to each other. The heart brain and the head brain communicate to each other. There's a phenomenon called broken heart syndrome. When you feel like when you're emotionally depressed or you're emotionally grieving, your heart suffers. There's a communication between the brain in your heart and the brain in your head. There's multiple brains throughout the body. The skin is just one of them. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We will take a break and be back on the bright side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Don't go away. We'll be back after this. we're back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. We'll get your calls in our next segment. 866-735-2470 is the phone number for the longevity folks. If you want to purchase longevity products, or even better, if you want to sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team, if you're one of those folks that just likes to help people, if you find yourself helping people with health and nutrition, if you follow health and nutrition information, this is an ideal business opportunity. You can make money. You can practice your love of health and nutrition, and you don't have to be it's not fancy schmancy medicine and diagnosis that people say, oh, I can't diagnose and I'm not allowed. I know I'm not allowed to say that. You don't need to diagnose anybody. If somebody's sick, it's a simple matter to reverse their condition, because it's in the body's nature to do that. You're not doing anything to magically. The whole idea of curing and of medicalization is about magic. We don't need to do any of that stuff. If you really want to help somebody with their health, first of all, we got to teach them. That's what we're doing here on this program. The word doctor means to teach, like as in doctrine. We just teach. We just talk. You just talk about a cell. You just talk about all disease being cell disease. You talk about all health challenges being inflammatory and defense. The things we talk about on this program, folks, are not difficult. And the things that you can share with people, if you want to start a longevity business, about supplements, about how the body breaks down, how the body builds up, it's not complicated. But nobody's talking about it. If you want to start a business, if you are a business-minded person, if you're an entrepreneur, and as any entrepreneur will tell you, it's not all roses, that's for sure. When you're an entrepreneur, there's work and there's challenges, but you know what? It's fun. It's a game. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're like me, and there's a lot of folks like me who are just serial entrepreneurs who like entrepreneurship, the idea of being a warrior out there in the business world, of creating something from nothing, of starting from scratch, of being your own boss, that's important. Being your own boss, making your own hours. There's so many benefits. There's so much fun. There's so much engagement when you're an entrepreneur. It's not for everybody, though. But if you are an entrepreneur, plus you're the kind of person who likes to help people, plus you like health and nutrition and wellness, there is no better business opportunity. If that sounds like you, entrepreneur, you want to help people, you like health and nutrition, ABC. If those three factors are you have to call 866-735-2470 and tell them you want to join the Bright Side Ben team for a one-time $30 fee. You can be in business for yourself. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a warrior, if you like the challenge of being an entrepreneur, if you like helping people and making a difference in the world, and you like health and nutrition, call 866-735-2470. You need to join the Bright Side Ben team. Chances are, if you're listening to this program, that's you. You can also sign up by clicking on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. You can get longevity products, if that's all you want to do, off all the websites as well. brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. So I got an email this morning from my friend Abby in Canada. Abby has a website called eczemaconquerors.com. She cured herself of eczema. Now she talks about eczema, and I do a video with her periodically. And I always feel silly doing a video on eczema because it's so easy. Eczema is the classic. It's so classic that pretty much all health challenges, from fatty liver disease to autoimmune problems to hypothyroidism, are like internal eczema. That's how iconic eczema is as a disease state. It is exactly what happens inside the body when you have a degenerative condition. The cells just don't grow correctly. When we witness eczema, for you guys who have eczema or know somebody with eczema, when you see that kind of, you sort of see there's a brokenness to the skin. It doesn't have that smooth coating. It has it's sort of like a pothole in the skin. A mini pothole. Not really a pothole, but you ever see those mini potholes on the sidewalk? Sometimes in big cities, we have them in Denver. There's some of the streets have these potholes. You got to be really careful when you're walking. That's kind of what an eczema patch is. It's like a little pothole on the surface of the skin. Microscopic, but it's a pothole. And that's what happens, how the body breaks down. It's as simple as that. We've got to repair the pothole. That's all you're doing if you have eczema. Now, the pothole in the body is a little bit different from a pothole in cement, because the pothole is created biochemically in the body. It's created by chemistry. So you got to reverse the chemistry. So how do you reverse the chemistry? The first thing is you remove the thing that's causing the pothole to form. And that's usually going to be something that's getting into the bloodstream, some kind of poison or toxin that is getting into the bloodstream that shouldn't get into the bloodstream. That's what inflammation is, defensive response from something that got into the bloodstream. Say, oh, it's the skin. What's that got to do with the blood? Everything. The surface of the skin is nourished and responsive. It's nourished, it's fed, it's oxygenated, and it's responsive to stress factors that are in the blood. We don't make that jump. That's the key. We don't see the skin as being connected to the blood. The blood is the inner sanctum of the body, the blood vessels, the blood highway, if you will, and that includes the lymph. The blood highway and the lymph is responsible for the health of everything around it. It's almost like everything around it is the plant and the blood is the water and the soil. In a way, the blood is the soil and the water. The blood is the holy liquid. It's God's liquid. I was reading that somewhere on the internet. Somebody did a post how the blood is God's liquid. It is divine liquid. It makes everything grow. It's the water of the body. If the cells of the body and ultimately the tissues and the organs are like plants, the blood is what nourishes it, like water nourishes a house plant or a crop. It's the same idea, except of course it's much more complex. So the blood is much more complex than water. The skin diseases we have are secondary to things that are wrong with the water. Polluted water, starving water, water that does not have oxygen in it. That's basically what goes wrong. 3 things. Just 3 things. Now, the inflammatory process is there too, but that follows those 3 things. The blood doesn't have the nutrients, the blood doesn't have the oxygen, and there's toxicity. This creates sluggishness, things don't move. That's eczema, folks. But it's also fatty liver. It's also hypothyroidism. It's also cancer. It's also osteoporosis. The blood doesn't have the oxygen. The blood doesn't have the nutrients. The blood is toxic. That's eczema too. And so when I go on Abby's website or her podcast, and I do once a year or so, sometimes twice a year, I'll go on her podcast, and I say the same thing. Essential fatty acids. Vitamin A, vitamin E, zinc, vitamin C for building collagen. You can't build collagen without vitamin C. Keep the toxicity out at the level of the digestive system. Use probiotics. Use digestive enzymes. But you know what, folks? I would say the same thing for arthritis, which is eczema of the joints. I would say the same thing for fatty liver, which is eczema of the liver. I'd say the same thing for IBS or leaky gut syndrome, which is eczema of the intestinal lining. It's all the same thing. And this is why I like the skin so much, because we can, well, number one, we can see the skin, and number two, the skin is very, very responsive, super responsive, more responsive than any other system in the body. That's why things show up on the skin first. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll return right after this. Okay, we're back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you if you have questions about the skin or skin health or formulations, ingredients, or you just have a comment or success story you'd like to share, or if you just want to contribute to the conversation. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. And don't forget to take a look at longevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. We also have blog posts, news stories, and videos, and lots of free information on my Moments of Truth are on, they're on criticalhealthnews.com. Should be getting them on, I don't know if you're listening out there, Robert, but we should get them on pharmacistben.com now that I think about it. We do have lots of good information on all of our websites, and also don't forget to take a look at our Truth Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. All right, we'll get your calls here in just a minute. 844-236-6010. From dermatoendocrinology, the pivotal role of inflammation in scar or keloid formation in acne. This is extremely, extremely important. If you are dealing with acne or keloids, and keloids, by the way, are really they are a really a problematic skin issue. And if you've ever seen a keloid, it's like a massive scar. It's actually called a hypertrophic scar. It's from collagen that just overgrows. How cells grow and how they secrete stuff is tightly regulated. Yes, you want collagen secreted, but you don't want too much collagen, and you don't want the wrong type of collagen. When that happens, when you get too much or the wrong type or combination of that, you end up with these huge scars. It happens to African American men a lot. It happens to, in fact, most of the time I've seen it's been on African American men, but it can happen to anybody. And they're the end result, this is extremely important, of inflammation. And so are acne scars. If you are the type of person who gets pimples or zits and then you scar after that, there's something going on with your immune system and your inflammatory system. This is one reason why you don't want to pick at your acne scars. If you pick at your acne scars, you increase inflammation and you increase the likelihood of scarring. I'm sorry, if you pick at your acne pimples, you increase the likelihood of scarring. That's why you don't want to pick, ever. Inflammation increases the likelihood of scarring. So if you have something that's healing, you know one of the best things you could do is ice it. Icing it will reduce inflammation. Now, you don't want to ice it for too long because you need some blood, but you want to ice it, especially icing back and forth, going on, letting it blanch, and then taking it off. And that's a great strategy, by the way, for zit. If you're about to get a pimple, and you got to go to a party or you got an event or something, get yourself an ice cube when you feel that pimple happening, and do alternating ice cube, taking the ice cube off, ice cube, taking the ice cube off. Maybe put the ice cube on for a minute, 2 minutes. You want it to blanch. And then take the ice cube off, and the blood will come back, and you do it again and again and again. You have this little pumping action that will remove the inflammatory factors that are going to lead to the pimple. If you do it while you have the pimple, you'll speed up healing, and you'll prevent scarring. Also, using nutrients that have anti-inflammatory properties. What are your most important anti-inflammatory nutrients? Ultimate EFAs. Ultimate EFAs are a must-have for anybody who gets keloids. Vitamin D also. In fact, deficiencies in vitamin D, and for that matter, omega essential fatty acids, can cause problems with keloids. Vitamin D particularly is anti-keloid. Interestingly, African American men are notorious for being deficient in vitamin D. So think fats, and we're going to talk more about fats and skin health. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You want to know about how to take care of the skin nutritionally? 3 words: fats, fats, fats. And by fats, I mean essential fatty acids as well as fatty vitamins, DEAK, D-E-A-K, as well as fatty minerals, zinc and selenium particularly. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Texas and say good morning to Chris. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the bright side.
Ben, I love you to death, and I'm so sorry that I left Colorado. I know you did a special.
Not to death. Don't love me to death. You can just love me.
No.
Not
look,
to death.
you did a special appearance in Colorado, and I'm sorry that I missed it.
No, I'm going to do them regularly. I hope you come by.
I'm sorry that I left Colorado because actually, Ben, believe it or not, I rented an apartment. I had a job. I lived in Denver back in 2004, even before cannabis was legalized.
Where did you live?
Oh, let's not go there.
Okay, let's not go there.
I lived in the Denver metro area, and I understand Denver, and, it's very challenging. I'm sorry I left. I'm back in Austin.
Is it challenging because of the financial thing, how hard it is to get a good job, make money, that kind of thing? That's the big problem for folks in Denver.
And crime.
Crime, too. It's not quite as bad, but, yeah, homelessness and crime are kind of a problem. So you live in Austin now, huh?
Right, and I met you personally. I met you 5 years ago. So, I mean, you're a real human being. You're not just a robot. I know you. You're a real human being. But, look, I want to talk about CBD. I'm very skeptical about CBD. Okay. You talked about how CBD is fat-soluble, not water-soluble.
Okay.
And how the lymph nodes work.
Okay.
And this is why, I don't want to waste my money on a cannabis product that doesn't have THC, quite frankly.
I gotcha. Okay, well, here's the deal with CBD. Okay, first of all, it's not psychoactive, and while some people like THC and like the high, if you will, not everybody does. Some people get anxious, they get paranoid, they just don't like being out of control. So CBD will provide you with some of those benefits. Cannabinoids have hundreds, maybe thousands. I'm sorry, the cannabis plant has maybe thousands of different cannabinoids in it. CBD is just one of them, and we tend to latch on to these things. Like a lot of people are asking me these days about astaxanthin. We tend to latch on to these. Astaxanthin is a carotenoid, thousands of different carotenoids, but companies will do research on one in particular. They'll have easy access to it. They'll start publishing papers on it. You'll start hearing about it. But that doesn't mean that astaxanthin is superior to zeaxanthin or to lutein or to any of the other beta-carotene, to any of the other carotenoids, any more than it means that CBD is better than CBG or CBA or CBD1 is better than CBD2. I mean, there's all these various cannabinoids, and we just latch on to one because of the ease of production, the ease of obtaining the substance, the ease of synthesis or extraction, and then the studies get read up on that. But really you want, or get published on that, really you want everything. You want all the cannabinoids, including THC. Now, if you don't want to get high, then you have to eliminate the THC, but there's hundreds of different, maybe thousands of different cannabinoids that are valuable. It's not like CBD is all that in a bag of chips compared to other cannabinoids, but it is pretty darn effective. I've seen amazing things with CBD. I got to tell you, I've seen a really amazing. And I believe, and I said it before, I'll say it again, I believe it's going to be the aspirin in the very near future. It's going to be considered like we consider aspirin today. I said to the doc a couple of days ago, who was on the air talking about CBD, in 100 years, he said even less. And maybe he's right. It could be maybe 20 or 30 years. Everybody will be using CBD like we use aspirin when they have arthritis, when they have pain, when they have a cat problem sleeping or anxiety. There's so many benefits to it. It's amazing. Hey, Chris, I got a whole bunch of calls I want to get to.
I hate aspirin. Aspirin is so Rockefeller. I hate aspirin, man.
CBD is like
that later.
All right, buddy. Be good. I'll talk to you soon. All right, hang tight if you're on hold. We will get to you when we come back from our break. I am Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side, and we'll return right after this. Bright Side, 844-236-6010. Let's say good morning to my friend, I think, Dr. Drew. Is that you, Dr. Drew?
Hiya, Ben.
What's up, Dr. Drew in Florida? How you liking Florida, buddy?
I'm liking it, man. I'm actually seeing rainstorms, and things are green.
Okay, gotcha.
Different.
Now, let me just introduce you to everybody. Dr. Drew is on the Longevity phone team, and is a good friend of mine. And Dr. Drew has been doing Longevity now for quite a few years. How long has it been, Doc?
Oh, my goodness, 10 years.
10 years, and that's when you and I met, and we've hung out, and Dr. Drew's a really good guy. Just one of the guys that you'll talk to if you talk to the phone team at 866-735-2470. And Dr. Drew can also help you with all kinds of homeopathic stuff and herbal stuff as well, because you're an acupuncturist, an herbalist, a rock and roll guitar player. And
I'm a really miserable guitar player, a better doctor than a guitar player. But
you do a lot of awesome things. All right, well, I appreciate you calling. And now that I've talked you up, what's going on here, Doc?
Well, I just want to thank you for your radio show. It's like continuing education, Ben. You really are doing your homework. I really,
thank you.
I don't know where you get the energy to do it and everything else you're doing. You're an amazing guy. Really, everybody needs to know that.
Oh,
and also,
I appreciate that. And also what?
And I want to give another testimonial. Every year I'm going to give a testimonial for your truth treatments. Your omega-3 healing cream. Your regenerating 5% retinol and your transdermal C serum has done the most amazing. As long as I take my tangy tangerine and essential fatty acids, the 90 essentials, and combine it with your skin products. I mean, my skin is not aging. I'm 69 years old. I don't have a wrinkle on my face.
That's awesome testimonial. Thank you, Dr. Drew. I can't take credit for all of it, but yes, vitamin C. It's really the vitamin C and the minerals a little bit too, but it's the vitamin C and the vitamin A, the retinol. They're just magical.
What people need to know. And what people need to know is they go, oh, on the site, oh, it's $100 or whatever. But, I've used this stuff for over a year, probably a year and a half now.
Which one, the retinol?
Yeah, the retinol and the vitamin C, and then once in a while I use the serum. And it's lasted me, well over a year. I mean, these little things.
That's how skincare should be. There's a concept in marketing called down the drain marketing, where they want your product to go down the drain, so you buy more, and that's why things are a lot cheaper. Like
automobiles, make them so they don't last. Yeah,
planned obsolescence with skincare. I wanted to create value. I didn't want that. I wanted people to get value from their products. I took all the water and the silicone and the oil and all the xanthan gum and all the stuff that you don't need. I took it out of the Truth treatments. None of the Truth treatments have any of that stuff in it. And that's why they last so long. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it, Drew. I really appreciate the testimonial.
Thank you for everything, Ben. Like I say, I'm your biggest fan.
I really appreciate it. Good luck with everything. I'll talk to you soon, Drew. Take care, man.
Betcha.
That's my good friend, Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew Peterson. He's on the phone team at 866-735-2470, and he knows his stuff. All right, let's go to Don in Georgia. Good morning. Welcome to the bright side, Don. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Ben. How you doing? Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. What's up today?
So, with insurance skin, that's great. I'm still dealing with a skin issue that the doctor's called.
You're fading in and out there, Don. You're fading a little bit. Talk real loud into the phone.
Is this a little better?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I'm still dealing with a skin issue from a couple of months ago. The doctors call it acute dermatitis, as you know. The question I had is, what I'm seeing, which is really a little bit strange, is that on my spine, it's like really dark on my spine, and I'm wondering if that is like signaling something, let
me ask you a couple questions. First of all, right off the bat, if you've had it for a couple months, it's no longer acute, it's chronic. All right, so that tells you something right there, because the acute conditions will heal. They're like dramatic and they're profound and they're quick. Yours is chronic. It's long term. It shouldn't last 2 months. Now, is it degenerating? Is it getting worse?
No, it's about the same.
About the same. Okay. Now, would you say it's like, when you say dermatitis, is it red or is it patchy?
Patchy, but very dark. I'm African American, so it's like...
It's darker than your ordinary pigment.
Yeah, hyperpigmented on my back.
Got it. Right, so what's your normal color? What tone of black are you? What tone of African American?
Like a caramel color.
Okay, and then now you're more into darker cocoa kind of thing. Got it. Okay, so here's what's going on, or here's what you want to look at, okay? Those are signs that your stress hormones are whacked out. Your adrenals are whacked out. You must have some other health challenges. That does not happen on its own. There's got to be something else going on, because cortisol. When cortisol goes up, as you know, if you've listened to me, it usually follows other things. And it sounds like you got a cortisol issue. So, and then if your skin's not healed, almost 100% there's a cortisol issue. You probably have problems sleeping, and there's got to be some kind of, it's part of a syndrome. So here's the deal. You got to figure out, why is your body in duress, Don? How old are you?
52.
Okay, so your body's in duress. Do you know what I mean when I say that? It's like a baby crying. Okay, good. It's in duress. We got to figure out what the duress is from. The pigment is protection. To the body, pigment is, I'm going to protect you. It's part of the protective mechanism. The protective system, called a system, it kicks in globally, systemically. So when you have it on the skin, it's a sign that the body is in duress inside. It's protecting itself, and that's one of the ways the protective response shows up. Problem sleeping is another way. Problem healing is another way. All of these tell me that something is getting into your body. Now, I can't tell you what it is, because it could be anything, but you'll know what it is, because when you put it in your body will scream at you. At this point, you probably tuned it out. All right, for it to be this progressed, you're probably not noticing it. So when you put something in your body, you have to listen for the scream. Listen for your body's response. And this is not just for Don. This is for everybody out there. If you have a condition that's not healing, if you're chronic in any way with a disease state, you have to make your body a laboratory and start to observe. Observation, awareness. Observation is love. When we love something, we observe it very closely. If you have a kid, you know what I'm talking about. When you love your kid, you observe your kid very, very closely. When you love your pet, you observe your pet very closely. Guess what? When you love your body, you will observe it very closely. Are you with me here?
Yeah,
okay, so there's a very close relationship between these two. When a body is in duress, it means it has not been loved, i.e., it has not been observed. It has not been loved, it has not been observed. So what do? You start to love it and observe it. And that means specifically when it interacts with the environment. And by the most important, there's lots of interactions with the environment, but the most dramatic one and the most important one is food. And that means food, and that's what I would be doing if I were you. I would be fasting. And then for 2 days. At this point, you really need to do it seriously, and that means fast for 2 days or 3 days. Really take it seriously, and then do a diary and collect data. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Quick question on fasting. When I fast, I drop weight so fast.
Doesn't matter. You're not losing muscle.
Okay.
It takes a while to lose muscle. You're not losing muscle in the first 2 or 3 days. You're not going to lose any muscle. You'll lose fat. Okay.
Gotcha.
So it's not a bad thing. So you'll drop some weight. But what it'll do is it'll clear the deck. And then when you have your peanut butter or your hamburger or your cereal or your bananas, whatever it is you have, you're going to start to notice things. And you really, if it's been going on for 2 months, you really got to pull out the heavy artillery in terms of assessing what's going on. I'm just telling you what I would be doing. Okay? And then of course supporting digestive health with enzymes, probiotics, etc. There's all, the whole drill. You know what to do, Don. You're a smart guy and you've been listening to me. You know exactly what to do. Now, the most important thing to focus on is fat metabolism and then fat intake. So you may have a problem with fats and like a gallbladder issue or a liver issue, even an intestinal issue or even a stomach issue. All of these will cause deficiencies in fatty vitamins and fats, and they will cause problems with slow healing. So after you do your fast, have some fish. The first thing to have is some fish, maybe some smoked salmon. You know what I'm talking about, lox or smoked salmon? Eat some of that. Watch what happens. If you react to that, the chances are pretty good you're having a fat problem. Or even better, because you could have a protein issue then too. Even better, get yourself some Udo's blend, do 2 tablespoons of it. Okay? Just do 2 tablespoons right off the bat. See how it feels. If you get nauseous or bloated, that's a major sign. And I would guess that you're having a problem in that way, somewhere in the fat part of the body. Hey, I'm out of time. I'd love if you check in with us and let us know how you're doing, Don. Okay? If you follow the program. Yeah, we'll make you into a bright side case study. Thanks, buddy. All right, that's all the time we have for today. I apologize if I left you on hold. I am Pharmacist Ben. Please check out my websites, my skin health websites at truthtreatments.com, and our longevity sites, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, criticalhealthnews.com. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.